Hey guys, Noble Complexity here. Welcome to episode 2 of Space Engineers. Let's get started. To begin with here, we're gonna place down our battery because we are not collecting any charge right now. And we're just kind of wasting energy. So here I am building it. I have to keep coming back here to mine for some stone because I keep running out of materials. Because stone doesn't really give you very much resource. It gives you a little bit of iron, a little bit of nickel, a little bit of silicon, but it's just a beginning resource. In terms of like efficiency, it's like it's the worst thing to mine. It'd be better to have mined the individual resource and get it. So it's taken me forever to build this battery. This is about 10 minutes later, me going back and forth. And here is me finally getting everything I need together so we can finish off the battery. I decided after finishing this battery that I was going to expand the platform a little bit, so here's me doing some of that. After I expanded the platform, I decided to go on an adventure to see what I could find. I was looking around for mainly cobalt, but if I found any other mines, that would be good too. Here's me coming up on a geode. Well, I don't know what you really call these. They're just rocks with a resource in them. This one I think is nickel. Nope, silicon, my bad. And I did this for like the next 3 hours until I eventually found cobalt, so here's a little montage of that. Funny enough, I found silver before I found cobalt, so here's me grabbing some silver. I also found an iron mine about 5 kilometers from the base, so I get a lot of my iron and stuff from here now. Not really much to show there. I ended up building a couple of extra assemblers and a few more refineries to try and get the stuff smelting faster and to assemble things faster, because it was taking kind of forever to get all the pieces we need for a ship. This was all after me finding cobalt, by the way. I must not have the clip of me finding cobalt, but that's okay. I decided to make myself some better tools, so here I am taking apart the rest of the ship. It was super easy because I had the tier 2 tools. I had silver and cobalt already, so I could go up to that tier. I needed, I think, uranium for the 3rd tier, so still missing that, but I don't think we get that until space, or I gotta look around for a while, but I don't need that immediately, so I didn't bother. But yeah, here's the removing of the entire ship. I decided to expand the base yet again. I wasn't happy with the amount of power we were getting, so I tore the old base down. Or I tore the old power generation down and decided to go up a little bit higher so I could get some more wind. So here's me capping it where I decided to make a roof. And then that's how tall I decided to build for the turbines. Because the higher up they are, the more wind they catch. Yeah, there we go. So I decided to do the roof there, actually. And then I expand out and add turbines. I ended up with 9 turbines overall. Here's me building them all together. I was missing a little bit of resource, so I had to make a few trips to get this done. But I was able to get 9 of them up and working, and they'd produce more than enough power to have everything we need running. The idea was that once we had our first ship, is that it could charge faster. That's why I did this when I did, and also it would help refining because it makes refining a lot faster. Here's me expanding the base a little bit, and then also dropping off blocks. But yeah, I decided I wanted to have part of the base where I could build ships, and then the other part would be like all the machines and stuff, and then my interface where I could interact with them. I had to cut down a few trees because they were getting in my way. Trees in this game are so annoying at sometimes. I'm just getting close to finishing up here. I decided to make the corners and at least lay out where I want the walls to be. I have where I want the roof. You can see I have it marked. And so the section over there on the opposite side of the refinery you can see, because I decided to build a big refinery because the silver wasn't smelting. Forgot to show that. I'm going to have where I build my ships on the left there, and then over here is going to be the machines. And I'm going to have the connectors on different sides, so that way I can charge my ships and, you know, travel around and get resources faster that way. Here's another montage. So this is the ship I'm trying to design in our world. This was from a previous world that I play on all the time. I was just coming to take a look and see how I built it exactly, because I couldn't remember. It's pretty simple. There's just a bunch of atmospheric thrusters, I think 4 batteries, and then some storage on it. Pretty standard, and then the 2 drills, of course. Here is me about 30-40 minutes in building it. It took me a little bit to remember how exactly to put it together, but I think I got it mostly sorted out here. Here's me putting on some atmospheric thrusters and building them together. Here's me giving it its first test flight. Which, hey, it's not too bad. I always have a hard time with orientation. I could never figure out how you, like, see behind you. Like, there's a button you hit, but I could never figure it out. So I gotta, like, hop out, hop back in. And I also couldn't remember what the down arrow was. I put some thrusters so that way it could go up and down, but I can't remember how to make the ship go down, so I just hit Z to disable the dampeners. But yeah, here's me connecting it to our base so I can let it charge. Any moment. There we go, now it connected. Boom. I decided to add an extra battery so that way we had more power storage over at our main base. And we can recharge faster and do more runs quicker, because the battery of this ship usually only lasts between 10 to 30 minutes depending on how far I'm flying and how much stuff I'm bringing back. There is a pretty short range to this thing. So here's me adding that, and here's me setting both batteries to discharge so it powers up our ship in 15 minutes instead of 10 hours. Here you can see how much time we have left until it fully charges. I set it to recharge mode, and I have all the other batteries in the base set to discharge. And I'm getting ready to take off for my first flight to get some iron. And I forgot to turn the batteries back on, so it was on recharge mode. There goes our landing gear. There was no real damage to the ship, just the landing gear. After inspecting it, here's me setting the charge to auto, so that way it powers everything. And we finally decide to go on our little adventure. But here's me double checking damage. I'm surprised that the thrusters in the back there that stick out weren't hurt at all, but they were perfectly fine. Alright, and then I hop back in and we start heading toward our iron mine. This thing's actually pretty quick. And here's me setting hotkeys for the drill because I wanted to test those out. Oh, actually, no, not the hotkeys for the drill. I do that later. I forgot to select the waypoint I wanted to go to for our iron mine. Yeah, this is when I realized, oh yeah, I forgot to set up the block so we can use the drill. And then here's me testing it out. As you can see, we got about 20 minutes, so we got to get this done quick, because once we start picking up blocks, it's going to drain even more power. We're about 40k kilograms. I think it's kilograms, right? I'm not too good at using that system. I prefer pounds or ounces, but I get it. It's a measure of mass, so it makes sense in a game like this. And then here's me trying to slow down. I quickly realized that I did not put many thrusters towards slowing down, so that's a potential design flaw right there. And here's me trying to figure out how to descend. Yeah, this wasn't the best way to do it. And then going back up so we don't crash into the ground. I think for making my first flyer, this isn't a bad start. But feel free to leave your comments about how crappy this design is and all that. I didn't edit this part as much because I wanted you guys to see me flying it around. That was the main point of this episode, was just building one of these. This was about 4 or 5 hours of recording overall, not including the time I wasn't recording. So I do hope you guys enjoy this. I enjoyed getting it working, but all the prep work for this kind of sucked. Starting off in this game is really slow. And finally, we start drilling. I'm not actually picking these up. I'm just trying to dig the hole so we can get to the iron. And I also want to make sure that when I dig down there that I can still get my ship in and get out easily. So here's me trying to make a big wide area so we can fit the whole ship. Yeah. It's a good thing that they made it so that way if you right click, it'll make the hole even bigger and like wider, and it doesn't drop the blocks. Or drop ore. I don't know what the proper terminology here is. But yeah. And then right about now, we actually hit iron. And then I was like, okay, so problem. I can't really dig that. Let me try and dig around so we can try and see where all the iron is exactly. And it doesn't look like it's a very big mine, or we're just on the outskirts of it and it's kind of skinny. And then here's me making the hole a little bigger so next time, and I can get out easy. What I should have done is gone up a little bit and trimmed that top part so there wasn't like a roof. I'm so scared of like getting this thing stuck. Because I can't tell you how many times I've done this and I've gotten stuck trying to drill. Because I will like get stuck upside down because it's hard to tell orientation when you're underground. And here's me actually starting to dig, and collect the resource. Which is why, if you notice the drill isn't as good. It's not taking up as wide of an area. There we are. And you can see our weight's going up by a lot. We're already at 60 kilograms. I wasn't really paying too much attention. I didn't want to go above 100 because I was worried about weight. I have gotten these things up to I had one that was over 200k. But I think I had more atmospheric thrusters on that one. If I go over, I'm worried that I won't be getting home, especially with their time constraint. These weren't even fully charged, but I figured it was enough for the run. Yeah, we're at 88k. We're getting closer. And here we are hitting 100. I think around here I decided to start getting out. Yeah, we started taking a little bit of damage there. Our ship was starting to knock into some of the walls, and then we ended up going vertically. I was trying to push up, like I'm actually hitting forward and spacebar at the same time, trying to get out, but my ship will not go up because we're too heavy, and I'm like, shoot, and now I'm stuck. I wasn't too sure what to do here. My plan was like, okay, well, how can I push the ship over so that way it's back, flat, because it's not meant to be facing vertically, especially with this much weight. So I start drilling around, trying to get it back on its, and then I get it on its side. I'm like, okay, that's not the worst, but we need to get it over to our left a little more. I turn off the dampeners here, and it makes it roll over because the thrusters were kind of pushing it up to keep it balanced. So we are able to get out of here with minimal damage. Not bad for our first stall. 118k resource. I think about half that was iron, some of it was stone. And then here's me slowly heading back to base. I didn't want to just like put the pedal to the metal and gun it all the way home, even though we have 9 minutes to get home. I was worried that if I put it to the pedal to the metal, the pedal to the floor, I guess is the better terminology there, that we would like overshoot the base or we'd ram it into that mountain. Here's me saving the game just in case, because I was really nervous. Yeah, I had a good reason to be nervous. You'll see why. About 2 kilometers away. And we're about ready to start descending, so I'm like, okay, let's slow down a little bit. Keep thrust a little bit, but also, want to make sure we don't slam into that wall right there. So I decided to veer forward and hit spacebar to try and catch ourselves. And we're still falling a little bit, but okay, here we are. We caught ourselves. Now we gotta just get ourselves toward the base. We have to be careful going down because we'd have so much momentum and so little thrust to stop us. The closest analogy is like trying to stop a plane using car brakes. It's just not going to go well. And here, yeah, there's where I messed up. Is I straight up turned off my dampeners because I thought it would help us drop, but I turned them off for too long and we dropped too fast. It damaged a lot of our thrusters. Some of them fell off and broke, which messed us up and made this a lot harder. I considered restarting. I was like, well, let me try and see if I can park it. If I can get these resources, I'm not sure if I care. I was trying to hit a different button so I could see behind me, because I don't know how close I am. So I have to just keep getting out and hopping in. I was checking the damage there too. As you can see, one of the thrusters was missing in the back. And then right about here, we're like, okay, we're getting closer. Almost there. And then, oops. It's not like the base is anything serious, though. I mean, it's not like we have actual armor on the base. Yeah, I ended up destroying a little bit of it. I was too afraid to hit spacebar and go too high, so that was why I was just kind of skimming the surface there. And then here's me trying to get ourselves so we're level, which was pretty difficult. For one, we weigh so much, and two, our thrusters are damaged, so it's making it more challenging. There, and I finally was able to get it. So we're almost even with the ground, and now we just got to line ourselves up. So I decided to see how close we are. We're getting there. Move a little more over, up, over, and then, okay, we're almost lined up with it. I was worried about being too high. And I can't see like anything. And I'm like, okay, we're nearly there, a little higher. We have about 6 minutes, so we're doing good on time. I wasn't too worried about that. And now I can actually see the connector. So I raise it up a little more, and then it pulls us. And I park it. And right there, I think we brought 100K worth of resource. Where is it? Yeah. I'm going through to see if it's started pulling resource. It didn't look like it was at first, and then I realized there wasn't many places for it to pull to. I mean, it pulled it into the what do you call it, the refineries, but there wasn't any storage space in the cargo containers, so it didn't go there. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I was glad I was able to get that done. Fortunately, I can't hit F5 like you can in Minecraft and see your player, but this is me saying thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next episode of Space Engineers. Peace out.